All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are diving deep into Alira Residencies, a huge piece of that massive Tropicana Metropark project. Now, it's got the Subang Jaya address, which sounds amazing, right? It promises a certain kind of prestige. But is it actually a smart buy for you? Let's break it down.
So, right off the bat, we're starting with a question that's a bit of a head-scratcher. Is Subang Jaya's best address not technically in Subang Jaya? Because here's the thing. Alira boasts that prestigious address, but it's really right on the border, touching Shah Alam. And this one little detail, this unique position, could be its greatest strength or its biggest weakness.
To really wrap your head around Alira, you first got to understand the story of Subang Jaya itself. You have to know why a project like Tropicana Metropark even needed to exist in the first place.
I mean, Subang Jaya has been an incredible success story since the 70s, but that success really came at a cost. The place became a victim of its own popularity, you know? The original areas got incredibly dense, land just vanished, and the traffic became an absolute nightmare. The very things that made everyone want to live in Subang were starting to become its biggest problems.
And that's where Tropicana Metropark comes into the picture. It's this huge 88-acre project built on an old rubber estate. The whole concept is a self-contained city within a city, and the goal? Simple. To give you all the prestige of a Subang address, but with brand new, modern infrastructure, tons of green space, and a way to escape the crazy congestion that plagues the older parts of town. So this city within a city idea, it sounds great on paper, but how does it actually play out in real life? This brings us right to the location paradox. Is Tropicana Metropark a modern paradise, or is it basically an isolated island?
Let's talk about the good stuff first. The island effect has some pretty big advantages. The whole development is physically separated by a highway and a railway line, which creates this incredibly secure, controlled bubble. You're insulated from the urban sprawl all around you. It feels exclusive, you know, with these wide roads and perfectly manicured landscaping.
But that insulation comes with a catch. You can't just wander out of your condo and find a local hawker stall or a corner shop. You're completely disconnected from the vibrant, chaotic street life that really defines Old Subang. And that means you are 100% dependent on your car. You're living a very mall-centric lifestyle inside this enclave.
So, how do you solve the problem of being on an island? Simple. You build a bridge. And that's exactly what the developer did. They spent over 100 million ringgit on a dedicated flyover that connects you directly to the federal highway. This thing is the absolute game changer. It's the key that unlocks the entire location, letting you bypass all the local traffic and get straight onto a major highway. Now, what about public transport? Let's be really clear here. Yeah, there's a KTM station about 1.8 kilometers away, but the walk isn't exactly a pleasant daily commute. And the LRT stations that most people actually use, you're looking at a 6 to 8 kilometer drive. So let's just call it what it is. This is not a true transit-oriented development. A car is absolutely essential.
Okay, so you're tied to your car. What do you get in return for that trade-off? Well, this is where Alira makes its biggest promise. It's selling a resort living experience that's designed to make you forget you ever even need to leave.
And it all starts with this number, 9.2 acres. That is the size of the central park at the very heart of the township. In a place as packed and dense as Subang Jaya, having direct access to this much secure, private green space is, well, it's an almost unheard of luxury.
And this park isn't just some pretty scenery to look at from your window. It's designed to be a real extension of your living space. And here's something really smart they did. They made it pet-friendly. That's a brilliant move, tapping into this huge, underserved market of pet owners who are always struggling to find a good place to live.
This whole setup creates this amazing one-stop convenience loop. I mean, you can literally drop your kids off at the GM's International School, swing by Mercado for groceries, hit the gym at Anytime Fitness, and then take a nice walk home through the park, all without ever having to start your car or sit at a single traffic light.
All right, lifestyle is one thing, but for a lot of us, it comes down to the money. Doesn't make financial sense. Let's crunch the numbers and really look at the investment case here.
So if you look at the price per square foot over time, you can see a really clear upward trend as the whole township matures. Alira is actually in a strategic sweet spot. See, it's priced just below the brand new South Place 2. And what that does is create this pull-up effect. As the new project sells for more, it naturally pulls Alira's value up over time, which means there's solid potential for capital appreciation for anyone buying in now.
And for anyone worried about the developer Avaland, well, they've had a really strong financial year. Their profits are up
50%. And on top of that, Alira is already 95% sold out. That financial stability, plus the incredible take-up rate, really de-risks the whole project for a buyer. It's a huge sign of market confidence.
Now, for all you investors watching, this one's for you. Let's look at the projected rental yields. We're talking gross yields somewhere between 5.4% and 6.1%. In the current market, honestly, anything over 5% is considered very, very healthy. And this isn't just wishful thinking. There's a built-in tenant pool right there, from the expatriate teachers at the school to the managers from the nearby industrial park.
Okay, so we've looked at the location, the lifestyle, and the numbers. It's time to bring it all together and figure out the final verdict.
At the end of the day, the decision to buy Alira really comes down to a personal trade-off. What do you prioritize? You're basically trading the spontaneous, walkable, street food life of old Subang for a curated, secure, and green lifestyle. If that's a trade you're happy to make and you're thinking long-term, Alira is a really strong contender. But if you absolutely need daily public transport or you crave that street food vibe right outside your door, you should probably look elsewhere.
And that leaves us with the one fundamental question at the heart of everything Alira offers. Is a private park worth giving up a public city? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about whether this is the right home for you.